Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how to find factorials, permutations, and combinations on a sharp EL-501X. Now, I do want to make note, I want to tell you, however, that this calculator does not have permutations and combinations, so you have to do it by hand. It does, if you look at the CE, above the CE button, right up here, it's got a factorial, so we're going to use that for permutations and combinations. So to begin with, we need to know how to do a factorial. So a factorial, like 7 factorial, means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, if you just go ahead and clear it. To do that by hand will take some time. Well, maybe not a lot of time, but what if you had 23 factorial? You'd have to go multiply 23 times 22 times 1. So our calculator, the Sharp EL-501X, does have it. If on the right-hand side, the second button down, if you see CE, above it is the factorial key. Looks like an exclamation mark. So because it's written in the, what would you call it, copper color, you would go ahead and hit the second and factorial. So let me show you an example. 7 factorial, hit the 7 second function, and then the CE button, and it gives you 5040. So the factorial key is what we'll be using from now on. Now a permutation means the order is important, or there's a distinction in the duties of the members. So let me kind of explain that for a second before I explain how to do it. So, for instance, if there were 8 teams in your softball league, and you want to know how many ways are there to go take all of these teams and run all of them into a place where one of them's first, one of them's second, one of them's third. Well, it's important whether you get first, second, or third. The order is important. First place is always best to most people. So the order is important. So it'd be 8P3. Another example of this would be if you had 8 people in the group, and in this group you decided we need to have a president, a vice president, and a secretary. We have 3 different people having different duties. So there's a distinction in their duties. And that would be, again, 8P3. And how to do 8P3 was 8 factorial over 8 minus 3 factorial. And that would be 8 factorial divided by 5 factorial. So I would clear this, and I would go 8 second factorial divided by 5 second factorial, which is the CE button, and then equals comes to be 336. 336. Now a combination simply means that the order is not important. So like when you're picking numbers on the lottery, it doesn't matter which number you chose first, which number you chose second. You're going to come up with the same lottery ticket, then irregardless of the order which you chose it. When you're dealt cards, doesn't matter which card came first and which card came second, your hand is going to be the same, so that'd be a combination. Another thing there would be no distinction in the duties of the members. So if you had 9 people in your group and you had to pick 2 people to go ahead and just do a little side job, or to do study something that's important to the group, and neither of them is going to be considered a president, or they're just going to be 2 equal members, it would be a combination. 9 combination 2. Written 9 over 2 historically, 9 over 2 in parentheses, or 9C2. Calculators that do have the combination on them would be written 9C2, the way it looks in a calculator. So a lot of times we write it this way. But that would be 9 factorial over 9 minus 2 factorial times an additional 2 factorial. See, the difference between here and here is the combinations have something else you multiply on the bottom. If the numerator is the same and the denominator is going to be larger, then it's going to be a smaller number. There's fewer numbers of combinations than there are permutations. So I would have to do this 9 factorial divided by 7 factorial times 2 factorial. In this calculator, you must put this in parentheses. And basically, you want to multiply those guys together. So you would clear it, go 9 second, the CE button gives you factorial, divided by open parentheses, 7 second factorial times 2 second factorial, close parentheses, and then finally equals, and it will give you 36. So again, on the permutations, you would take it all the way down to factorials. And on the combinations, you have to take it all the way down to the factorials. And then you have to do that on here. Your calculator does not have permutations, does not have combinations. Well, I hope you find these beneficial. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you so much for your time. And I talk to you later. Bye-bye.